Okay, we got our 4 holes marked. Drill the initial hole. No turning back. Okay, so it helps if you use the right screws. Don't do what I do. Do what the instructions say. Hey YouTube family, welcome back to the channel. You guys know me as Motors, and I'm always doing something to my Jeep. Right now we're about to take a look at the Rhino Roof Rack that we're going to be putting on this weekend, getting ready for a rooftop tent. Gonna try to get out and do some camping this year because I want to do some fishing, some hiking, and just some relaxing outside the city. So we're going to get this box opened up, and then over the weekend we're going to see about getting it installed. All right, let's see what's in the box. Wow. So that was kind of ridiculous. Guess I should have just cut the top of this box open to begin with. Let's see what we got. All right. We got crossbars. Looks like they're pretty nice. Little slots there for where you can put your bolts in and slide them in to mount things in different locations. One of your front or rear crossbars, mounting holes for bolts and things. This looks a little bit thinner metal than the rest of it. A couple of side bars. One of these ends opened up. Take a look. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. All the mount holes with the screw nuts down inside there, so we should be good to go. We'll get this thing installed. So I've been averaging about 12 miles to the gallon. That's with no roof rack or tent. So we will see how this changes. All right, you guys, we are back at it. It is the weekend. We made it. We're gonna work to get this SRM500 Rhino rack installed on the Jeep today because we're looking to put a rooftop tent on. So we'll do that after a while. But I'm not sure who was chewing at that box. I'm pretty surprised that I opened it halfway like that before I realized I just needed to cut it open. But hey, let's get this thing started. I've got some extra hands with me today, my wife back there. So come along and we'll get her going. Alright, so we got the roof rack platform assembled, and now we're going to move on to installing the support system that goes into the vehicle. Going to have to drill a hole or two through the roof, but that's what we got to do to get this thing supported, so we're going to move on to that. Okay, so it helps if you use the right screws. Don't do what I do. Do what the instructions say, which they don't really say much. But we'll get it. Okay, so we got them installed, but we did have to make a modification. These bolts here, when you tighten it down up against the roll cage, it pushes this too far over onto this seam. So I had to end up putting a couple of washers behind there to make sure that it lines up properly like it did on this side. So no big deal, we got it handled. Okay, we got our 4 holes marked. Drill the initial hole, no turning back. Other side. For the front support, pretty much the same as the back. Takes 3 bolts. I'd take the piece of trim off here, put these bolts in. There's one up here, a little difficult to get to, but there's enough room to get your hand in there. So I've got this marked. I'm gonna drill a couple of pilot holes and then drill the mounting holes down from the top. Instructions wanted me to take that bracket all the way back off to make sure I line the hole up, but not today. We got it. we got the rack on. Took dang near all day. There was some fumbling around, mainly with me and the instructions, probably because I need some tacos or something, who knows. But the rack's on. We're gonna get this tent opened up and see if we can get this thing wrapped up. All right, we'll check back with you. We got the roof rack on. Now it's time to open up the tent. This is a Tough Stuff Trailhead. Let's see how this goes. All right, we'll see if we can get this on. We'll bring you along. Okay, so initially the bottom of the tent was sitting right on the roof rack rails and mounted with the typical 2 bolts on either side with a brace up underneath. I couldn't get my hand under there. Had to do some tricks, signing it up, lifting it up, supporting it with a couple of 2x4s, taking these, a couple of the crossbars off, mounting them to the bottom of the tent first, and then setting it back down and mounting them back to the side rails. That was a lot of work. It worked, but it was going to be a problem that I didn't want to have to deal with later whenever I wanted to remove the tent. So I had already pre-ordered the quick releases to make life easier, and as it turned out, they're going to work out perfect. Basically, this pin here, you unlatch it from the other side. I'll just show you. I get my hand on it, unlatch it from the other side, you swing that out, and you just pull that pin. You do that on all 4 corners, and then you can just lift the tent off, or whatever your process is. I can't get my Jeep in the garage anymore with the tent on it, so I've got another trick up my sleeve I'm working on, and I'll show you that guy in a future video. But that's what we had to do. Now, I will say that on this quick release from Go Rhino, this particular one, 1 out of the 4 did not fit. As you can see how it's kind of marred up a little bit there. I had to basically bend the side flanges in order to get it to sit on the rail. Not sure why that tolerance wasn't working out for them, but that was a problem. Had to make that work, but it's good now. I don't like that I had to scratch it up, but it's on there, it's not going anywhere, so it's good. Alright, you guys, that's it. We got it all installed. We got the roof rack on by Go Rhino. It's the SRM500. It's a low profile flat rack. It is awesome. I got the rooftop tent on from Tough Stuff. It's a trailhead 2-person tent. I'm ready to go camping. So hey, if you guys like what you see, click and subscribe. Tell your friends about me. Click that like button and we'll keep this thing going. All right, we'll see you next time.